All right, guys, here we go. A big event. Titan FC. Lex McMahon, how you doing, boss?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for having us on, man. I appreciate it a ton, as always.
Absolutely. Anytime you know that this Friday, it's coming up quick. You guys are just churning out great cards, great content. First and foremost, before we get into the card itself, how you getting it done? You guys are really doing great work down there in South Florida. Titan FC is on fire.
Yeah, unwavering tenacity, man. I've got a great partner in, Jeff McMahon. He bends over backwards to make sure that I have what I need to make things happen for the company and our fighters. And, our broadcast partner in UFC Fight Pass, they're amazing, man. They always step up for me, and we've got a great relationship with them. And honestly, we were lucky and fortunate that Governor DeSantis opened up Florida and made sports a essential business.
Yep.
And then we've just, we found a way to make it happen every single time. And, we're not stopping, man. We're doing a show a month right now and going to be going all the way through the end of the year.
Right. Absolutely. You guys are rolling, like I said, putting out great content. All right, let's jump into it. This Friday, UFC Fight Pass is on fire. You guys as well. A huge main event, co-main event, actually. There's two fights I really want to jump into. I kind of want to hit that lightweight debut as well with Dixon and Vasquez. I love that fight as well, being a Florida guy. Let's talk about it. The Usman as the heavyweight main event, 6-1, just a dominant guy, great guy. We remember he was on the show last time. A lot of great, just aura around him. This might be the last time, which is kind of like that sad moment. But how can you talk about Usman in the main event?
Well, listen, we're in a unique situation where I have a title fight that's not the main event.
Right.
And that is no slight to the two gentlemen that are fighting in that title fight. They're both amazing fighters, and Christian Estrella and Oscar Cruz. I think it's going to be an amazing fight.
Yep.
But Mo Usman is a star in the making, and there's no question about that. He's got obviously a great pedigree because who his brother is, and he comes with a big name because Kamaru Usman, the welterweight champion of the UFC, is in his brother is in his corner, all that stuff. But set that aside, Mo's a star. Like, the kid gets it. He's got great charisma. He's a guy who was an elite level college football player at University of Arizona. He wrestled. He then went into the pros for football, working his way to get on with one of the teams, and went through that whole process and gained a tremendous amount of experience. Then ultimately, fighting became what he was going to do. And Mo and I this is going to be the fourth fight together. We were very, very close. I think the world of him. I've watched him develop. And when it came time to make a decision, as tough as it was to put a championship fight not in the main event, to me, it was the right choice, because I think, at the end of the day, when I look at who moves the needle for us, Mo Usman moves the needle. There's no question. And so I make the decisions based off of who people are really super excited to see. And everybody wants to see Mo, there's no question.
Right. And like you said earlier, he's a great person. He's a great friend of yours. But at the end of the day, it is a business. We don't just pick up our friends and put him in big spots. He deserves the main event spot. He deserves this spotlight, the limelight. Like you said, this is the fourth time for you. Not looking over this matchup at all. And Titan FC 63 Friday night, you got to watch it. UFC Fight Pass. You got to get eyes on it. You would have to assume if he gets by and Itza gets a W, like you said, he is a star, and the UFC doesn't like heavyweight stars outside their, umbrella in a way. They're going to want to get him in soon. Am I right?
Yeah. I think that Mo's got a bright future ahead of him, wherever he is. And, I'm thankful that I've had, these three fights with him, now this fourth fight. And, I hopefully we played a role in his journey, and, Mo and I will be close, I know, for a long time. But he really is ready to be on that next bigger stage, and I'm excited for him. I know he's going to shine this weekend, although he's got a tough task in front of him.
Right.
I think it's a fight that is going to be exciting to watch, and most likely will result in Muhammad Usman putting on a tremendous performance.
Absolutely. We cannot wait. That's the main event. Let's go into the main event. Flyweight championship on the line. Christian is a stud as well. Probably a huge future ahead of him as well. But Cruz is no joke. You guys put on great flyweight fights all the time.
It's been our best division. It's crazy.
Right?
Going back, looking at Jose Shorty Torres and
Abdiel
Vasquez at 30. I mean, we've had so many people who've come through and fought for us at these lower weight classes. And it's never been intentional. It's just, it's not like I've recruited to, the lower weight classes.
Yeah.
It's just there's happens to be a ton of talent that we've tapped into. You have Juan Puerta, who is a tremendous flyweight champion.
Right.
And another guy who's a very good friend of mine. These kids have all come on and done great things. So I think that Christian is that next generation of flyweight stars that will emerge from our promotion and move on to the next level. But this is, I think, his first real test. And I think that it's not an easy fight. And I know his coaches are, making sure that he implements the right game plan. But what do we all know about game plans? They go right out the window when you get punched in the face. So Huáscar Cruz is coming to punch him in the face and make it a dogfight. And he's a hungry guy from the Dominican Republic who is looking to make a name off Christian and take the Titan title back to the Dominican Republic. Because listen, in the Dominican Republic, Titan's very popular because we've done events there and we have a very big presence there. So for Huáscar to bring the title home, it means a great deal. So I know he's motivated, he's excited. My partners from the Dominican Republic that we do our shows with there are actually going to be here in support of Huáscar at the event this weekend. So, it's a big opportunity, a big moment in time for him that I know he's going to try everything he can to rise to the challenge for.
Very cool. We cannot wait. That is a great fight. It's one of those fights that probably on 62 other of the cards, it could have been the main event on Titan FC shows. But like you said, with Usman being as hot as he is and being, 6-1, one fight probably away, he's easily the main event here. I do want to hit real quick on the lightweight debuts. You got Devon Dixon, who's been up the ranks here a lot in Florida. We know a lot of them. Dixon versus Jose Vasquez. That's a nice matchup. Two debut guys on Titan FC. That's a great scrap.
Yeah, both guys, had good careers in the Ami. Devin, obviously is the guy who's very decorated as an amateur with XFN promotions. Also fought with IMF. And had a good experience during that international time. He's a stud, man. He trains with monsters over at Sanford MMA, and he's got great coaches and great training partners. Chaz Kelly is the guy who's kind of like taking him under his wing and making sure that he progresses the right way. So excited to see what Devin does. We've also got Ryan Cuse, who is an absolute monster at bantamweight. And he had a very, similar kind of career in the amateur world where he was an XFN champion and then fought for IMF and had some experience there. So,
right.
These guys are coming in very well seasoned. And they're not going to be the normal debut. They're going to be someone who's ready to rock and roll and get after it.
Absolutely, Lex, man. We appreciate your time. We know it's fight week. Tomorrow's the weigh-ins. Friday is the big show. It's going to be a spectacular show. Friday night, UFC Fight Pass, 8 o'clock Eastern. We cannot wait. Like I said, to kind of start it, we'll wrap it up with that. We're still in the pandemic. It's still a little bit of a hotbed down there in South Florida. It feels like we're coming out of it, though. I got great, admirations of hopefully the fall and going into 2021. But you guys have done a phenomenal job, puzzling around, putting on fights, getting fights.
You just put your finger on it, man. It's like it's a puzzle, and you got to put all the pieces together to find a way to make it happen.
Right.
But we're tenacious down here, man. We're determined to get back to work. We were determined, to continue to build the brand and support our broadcast partners at UFC Fight Pass. So we're going to do everything we can. And, I think by the fall of, I believe by, the beginning of the new year, things will be much more back to normal. I think this may not be popular, but I really don't give a fuck, to be honest. The reality is, after the election cycle dies down in in November, things will rationalize. No matter who wins, doesn't matter.
Right.
Things will rationalize, and
Right.
then everybody's going to say, "Oh, okay, well, the politics are behind us now. Let's really look at the issues as it relates to COVID, and then move forward instead of it being a political weapon, which is what it has been by both sides."
Right.
So, unfortunately, that's impacted people. So, I think once the political cycle is over, then people will say, "Okay, let's get back to work." And then it's just a matter of figuring out exactly how that's going to happen. So, I think that it will take till the beginning of the new year for us to really kind of see some real progress. But it will, I think, get better soon.
Very true. Very true. Two last little things. One, last night, Dana White Contender Series, a Titan FC fighter going into the.
Happy. I love that kid, man.
I knew.
I was so
what
excited
a performance.
for him. Yeah, he looks great, man. Great striking as always. He's Rafael the Turn Alves because he's got all these like spinning attacks. He displayed some of them, not as many as he usually does, and I think that's because his opponent is a rangy guy, or was a rangy guy, and he had to be cognizant of playing the distance game. And he was also much shorter and had shorter reach than his opponent. Sure. So, there was things that kind of, forced him to look at other aspects of his game. And because he's well-rounded, listen, he has his jiu-jitsu coach is Daniel Valverde, one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the game, man. He's got his striking coach is Cesar. The guys at MMA Masters are great coaches, and they put him in position to perform, and he went out and did it. And he, the guy comes in for the takedown. He's like, "Great, you want to play that game? No problem. I'm going to choke you out." And he did just that, and he did it, and with so much excitement in class. He got up afterwards and walked over with a piece of paper and a pen for Dana to sign the contract. That's the same thing he did when he fought in front of Dana. When Dana came for looking for a fight, when Rafael earned the spot like over a year ago, and then he had some visa issues that put him on the sideline. But great to see him shine. I'm so proud to have another alumni go off to the UFC. He deserves it, man. He made us look good last night. They put a great promo together of us and everything, and so I'm thankful.
Absolutely, man. We are thankful for you as well. Titan FC is on fire. After Friday, what's the game plan? There's still a couple more shows down south in Florida?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to have one September 25th, so we'll announce that. Boom. And then there's going to be a couple more shows to close out the year.
Cannot wait.
I think you can see us going back to the Dominican Republic. Potentially in November. I have a call on that later today with the UFC. And then certainly in December, we're back here. But I think almost, pretty much every month we're going to have events. So
on fire, Lex. On fire,
you get
man.
You get rewarded when you are the person who's able to find a way to make shows happen. And the UFC has been tremendous partners to us, and I'm always thankful for them.
It is awesome. And like you said, it's any good relationship. Both sides prevail, winners in a way, and you guys are putting out great content, great fighters. You're feeding the UFC with some of the best talent going right now, and you guys are putting on great shows. So, Lex, appreciate your time. Kill it, break a leg this weekend, and have another spectacular show. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, man.
Cheers,
Talk to you.